Alrighty. Welcome to July 2017's monthly. Don't know how bad the echo is in this room, so you'll have to forgive me for that. We just got things set up in the new house. Well, new to us house, rather. Anyway, the monthly is games that were developed by a female chosen by Randy via Jason. And I'm bending the rules just a smidgen. So, with that being said, me give you the official title here. So, Amy Hennig, hope I'm saying that right, was design manager for this game. Now, the rest of the Legacy Kain games, barring Blood Omen 2, which was awful, she was the writer and producer on them. I believe she was the director of Soul Reaver as well, and Soul Reaver 2. But I know she was the lead writer. And same with Defiance. Blood Omen 2 is after Soul Reaver 2. So it goes Blood Omen, Soul Reaver 2, Blood Omen 2, and Defiance. She didn't have anything to do with Blood Omen 2 as far as I know. And on this, she was whatever I just said. But the other games, she was a big driving force, and she views these games as her baby and her like crowning achievement. So, I'm gonna start with Blood Omen 1. Eventually, I will do the rest of the games because I love these games. But that's kind of why we're bending the rules, because I don't want to start with Soul Reaver. Because even though you can kind of just play it and then like pick up kind of what's kind of going on, once you pass Soul Reaver 1 and go to 2 and then all the other ones, you'll be lost unless you go back and like read what happened in the first game, because it's very important what happens in this game. And the storytelling is phenomenal in this game. Gameplay is a little different. I much like the changes they made with Soul Reaver 2, and Defiance. Defiance was interesting in and of itself and how it was played. But yeah, let's get it started. Come on, game. Thank you.
There is a magical operation of maximum importance. The initiation of a new aeon. When it becomes necessary to utter a word, the whole planet must be bathed in blood.
So, blah. And this will be explained later. In this game. Wow. Get wrecked, fool.
Call your dogs! They can feast on your corpses!
I hope the sound's okay, by the way, too. I will be checking that right after this.
You are hereby damned. The pleasures of the flesh are no longer. You have but one purpose, damned one. You will serve us.
Oh, Franz Ulrich there.
The tavern's closing. Best be on your way, stranger. What? No mug of ale for a weary traveller from distant Corhagen? I can reward you well, for I am of noble blood. I stay open for no man in these dark times. Things come with the night that no sane man would welcome. And so I left, cold of heart and soul, forced to the road and the long, bitter night.
Wham! So there we go. I'm gonna check that audio. And then more cutscenes, pretty much. It's pretty heavy on the cutscenes early on. Yeah. Alright, seems okay. But, oops. Yeah, so L2 gives you a map, local map. L1 changes your view. The other square attacks, and the other stuff doesn't do anything right now, so let us go. Now this was on...
Hey, Victor!
Woe to the fallen there. So yeah. This is a game, kind of Zelda style. A lot different if you've ever played Soul Reaver. But the storytelling is great.
End it now.
Wow.
They, victors, suffering to the conquered. Ironic that now I was the one suffering. Not anything as pedestrian as physical pain, rather the cruel jab of impotent anger. The hunger for revenge. I didn't care if I was in heaven or hell. All I wanted was to kill my assassins. Sometimes you get what you wish for. The necromancer Mortanius offered me a chance for vengeance, and like a fool, I jumped at his offer without considering the cost. Nothing is free, not even revenge.
You will have the blood you hunger for.
So we're a vampire now. Woo woo. And this was before glittery vampires.
I awoke to the pain of a new existence, in a dank womb of darkness and decay.
Thanks, Kain. So Kain is going to be our narrator. And like crap like that right there. He's gonna talk about it, and he'll come up and say some stuff every once in a while, and there'll be signs and little cutscenes and stuff, and he'll just kind of tell you what's going on in his head and all that good, glorious stuff.
The sanctuary spell enables me to travel to my crypt, where the soil of my grave provides me respite. I often resort to this when I am weak and need nourishment.
Okay, so if you look over to the right, you'll see the blood vial like freaking out. I have no idea why it does that. So don't look at it, and you'll be fine. I've got the settings set up for Wild Arms 2, And I really don't want to, like, have to refigure those, so...
Reputed to have been ripped from the chest of the greatest vampire to have ever existed, Janos Audron, the Heart of Darkness restores vampiric unlife. Life is precious, Janos discovered, as it was torn, throbbing and bleeding from his own body.
This ancient vial bears with it a dark gift indeed, for with it my life force is increased. These ancient symbols of power contain raw magical energy that increases my own capacity to summon energy for the spawning of spells.
Thanks, Kain. So, yeah, we grab the vial, it increases our life, which stopped freaking out, which is good. And now the sundial's kind of free, I don't know. And then way off to the right over there, by that little orb, you'll see we have a little part of a symbol. And we got that from collecting that rune that was over there. You also notice that Kain can swing his sword a lot faster than he was when he was human. So you can just hold the square button, or you can tap it. So either way works. And then I sucked that guy's health, or sucked his blood out. This is a save point.
Within the walls of these chambers I could find respite, and if I so chose, resume my journey when my weariness abated.
Thanks, Kain. So that's a save point. Circle is how you steal, I guess. I don't know. How you gain health, I guess. Suck the blood. And there's some buttons we can hit right now to do stuff. But we'll just see what we got here. We've got one item.
Heart of Darkness.
Thanks, Kain.
Iron Sword.
Thanks, Kain.
Sanctuary.
Yeah. So, there you go. And this is like your equip screen. You can also
Iron armor.
get different armors. I don't remember if there's shields, but I know there's a two-handed weapon in the game. So, like I was going to say earlier, this was originally on PlayStation 1 and computer. This is PlayStation 1 version, because the computer version's stupid expensive. It's also on the PlayStation Network, and the load screens and stuff are a lot better. You can also brighten up the screen if you're playing it on a PSP, because I did put it on my PSP as well. So unfortunately I can't do that.
Vampires are wise to find shelter from its acidic touch.
Yeah, so vampires don't like the rain because of moving water. I'm just gonna ignore that guy. There's some health over there. There's an item over there. Pretty much we can't access any of that. So, but we can drink his blood. So you have to wait until they kind of go into that finish him stance for Mortal Kombat before you can like drain their life. Unless you use a certain spell later on. And I don't want to miss stuff, because that's very easy to do. So I'm gonna kind of be exploring around everything. Because it has been a while since I played. I did boot it up just to make sure the load screens were a little better than they would be on the PS1. And they are. So I believe it's also brighter than it would be on a PS1. So it is a little brighter, but the game is just naturally dark. So that's something you have to deal with. Now these chicks here, they're just a free like health refill. But we don't really need them right now, so I'm just gonna try to ignore her. And every once in a while, Kain will scream Vae Victis when he kills an enemy, or just attacks in general. So, and I said, "Woe to the fallen," and he said, "Suffering to the conquered." It's Latin. Vae Victis translates to roughly those two things. You can look it up and see that there's like 3 different translations for it. So I like "Woe to the Fallen" better. I think it just sounds better. But this is very much kind of, I've heard it described as like a Zelda game with little puzzles you gotta do. Just how you control him. Usually with the D-pad, I am using a joystick here. The puzzles are always the same though. There's no like random puzzles.
These curious devices hurl bolts of whirling energy and eviscerate my human enemies by stripping ragged flesh from blood-stained bone.
So yeah, he said human enemies. Or obviously we've had the skeletons.
Help me, kind sir! Please, help me, kind sir!
Shut up. So there are going to be different types of enemies that we'll encounter, and certain spells and attacks do more damage and are super effective and all that stuff. So the black hearts give you health. You can use them as an item, which that empty square under Kain's sword over there to the right, that's where you'll put your spells or put your items. I'm not going to put anything there right now for fear of accidentally using one. But yeah, the black heart will either give you health or it'll give you like an extra life. Like if you die, it revives you. I don't remember where it revives you, but I know that it does. This totally should be a thing. And there's only so many black hearts in the game, so you kinda wanna be frugal with them. And we can, oops, just look at the local map here too, if we get lost. So that's the exit. We are gonna take this time to save. Yes. Our memory card. So 1 day in this game is 15 minutes. 7.5 minutes being night, 7.5 minutes being a day, and then it'll be denoted by the little sundial over there. There's also the phases of the moon. Those do come into account for secrets and other various things. So this game's got a lot going on for it, which I like. And here's our map. See, that's where we started. We went in there and we popped out. Oh, well. Yeah. Came out of there, went in there, and we popped out over here. Now there's other things over here that we can't access at the moment, so pretty much just
Hunger
go.
and weakness are no bar to vengeance's call. I would find my slayers and send them back whence I came.
Their sneering faces were forever etched upon my memory. I had crossed death for this moment. My mind was empty save for one thought. I would kill.
What trickery is this?
Kill him!
There is no greater release than that from vengeance sated. With my assassins dead, my quest was over.
And he always says that line before you kill that last guy. Always. Don't know why. Sometimes it does like rain here. I guess it just depends on how quickly you get through stuff. But we're kind of taking things a little slow, so. Oh, there's another guy.
'Tis not over, Kain. These fools were merely the instruments of your murder, not the cause. Look to their masters, look to the pillars, and gain way to the fortress of the mind.
Okay, so that was Mobius telling us what we need to do next, because the game would be pretty short if it was just avenging our death.
The world had changed to my eyes. I had not expected such cruelty from the light. For in the embrace of the sun I could find no comfort, only malice. This would change in time for the worse, along with other things.
This was where the bloody deed of my murder took place.
Cool. I'm not even going to attempt. So we can wait till night to go through here. And that will make getting through the town here a lot easier. Or we can just run through it and everybody will be like, oh, it's a vampire. We must kill him. It wasn't... No. Okay. So yeah, enemies do respawn. So, there's that. It's like almost noonish. Might almost be night. So if we walk on that again, he'll go back into his little dialogue. I kind of just want to slip past this guy. Now we could go into these different houses. I don't remember if there's... I know there's stuff in here, but it's like... Is it worth checking out? There's the guy who left us for dead. Get out of here. In these dark times. I'm just gonna pop in and out of these places. Gonna try not to fight anybody if I don't have to. So, like these two, they don't care. Like vampire in your house, yeah, just leave them alone. You know, that's how you do it. I don't know if the townsfolk will, if I like run into them, if they'll say anything, or are they just gonna ignore me? They're just gonna ignore me, so that's good. Are you hiding anything? Oh. So, this game, what did it say, 98? 96, my bad. So it's still running off the old vampire powers. If you don't know what the old vampire powers are, I'm sorry. You'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, just think Fright Night 1, or the original Fright Night, and that's pretty much what we're gonna see as far as powers
The
and abilities.
necromancer had offered me no warning as to what my resurrection would entail, and yet I must confess in my haste I had not sought one. Was his gift a curse? I would seek the pillars for an answer.
Yeah, so I hit the button while he was still talking, and that's why I kind of like froze there, so. Alright, so that we can't. Oh, we can. I didn't. Oh, I legitimately didn't think we could go in there yet. Yeah, but water hurts vampires. Moving water and such. Yeah. Really? There you go. But you'll notice that we made quick work of his assassins now that we can swing a lot faster than... And it was even slower than that, so... Just the initial becoming a vampire is great. And yeah, if you double tap circle, when you have more than one guy, you'll suck the blood of like all the surrounding people. So like later on we'll get like a Diablo 2 barbarian-esque whirlwind attack, and if you can kill like a bunch of guys and then just hit circle and take all their blood, it's pretty great. And you also will get some armor later that like automatically drinks in blood, so you don't have to worry about it. Seriously? Yeah, so we're pretty much doing the pose. I don't know why I hit start. It's not what I wanted to do. We're pretty much doing that pose that the vampire did in the little opening cutscene when he sucked the blood from the dude. I guess you have to go under the bridge to get over there. But water hurts a lot, so we're just gonna leave that be for now. And you can also like suck their blood from across the room too. You don't have to be next to them or anything, so that's pretty cool. For instance.
As daylight chases darkness, the vampire's power wanes.
Yeah, so we're stronger at night than during the day.
The pillars of Nosgoth. Even in life, few sights have moved me such as this. I marvel that such beauty should grace our dying world.
Cool. And those should be... Oh. Getting a little sneak peek at what's around here. Are those the pillars? Which might be the pillars. Or is this a warp? Yeah, it's a warp. Nope. R2 pulls that up, by the way. Yeah, so we're at the pillars now. Which if you've played, again, if you played Soul Reaver, then you know the pillars. What you don't know is Ghosty. Apparently it's night now.
Napraptor, your madness has shattered our dreams and blinded you.
Keep your distance, or I'll send you back to hell, spirit!
There is nothing left of me to fear, vampire. I'm only a shadow of my former self, Ari, the balance of the Circle of Nine. Even so, I can provide the answers you seek.
I seek only a cure.
There is no cure for death, only release. You must destroy the sorcery that is now poisoning Nosgoth. Only then will you realize peace. The 9 of the Protectors of Hope were sworn to use their powers to preserve our world. Now these pillars have been corrupted by a traitor. My murder at the hands of this beast drove my love Napraptor mad. Now he spreads misery and pain among the Circle, crumbling the very foundation of Nosgoth. You must restore balance. You must right the pillars of Nosgoth.
I care not for the fate of this world.
Then for yourself, Kain. Beware the unspoken.
Well. Her face was all That's a technical medical term, by the way.
Nupraptor, with his blind act of vengeance, threatened to destroy all of Nosgoth. Each circle member was bonded to the pillar he served. The pillars reflected the mental state of their servants, and as the minds of the circle degenerated and descended farther into dementia, the pillars crumbled. To restore them, each member of the circle had to die, and the artifact that served as their link to the pillar had to be returned. Only when all the pillars were restored did Ariel claim my curse would end. And so, my hunt for Nupraptor began.
So yeah, that's the game plot.
The Pillar of Balance.
And then he'll... Damn it.
The Pillar of Time.
I'll tell you what all the pillars are here.
The Pillar of Death. The Pillar of States. The Pillar of Nature. The Pillar of Conflict. The Pillar of Dimension. The Pillar of the Mind.
I accidentally skipped that first one because I ran into it when he was monologuing, so I guess we'll not see that. And she's just looking at us. So, let us continue. I don't know how much I'm gonna do for this monthly right now, and we're over here now. Yeah. I might just do like the first area or so, and then have to come back to it because I've got the Wolfenstein stuff going on, or Wolfenstein, however you want to say it. So I've got one more game after the one that's going up, and then Jason has another request that I owe him for him fixing my Legend of Zelda. And that's just going to be a short little game. And then I have, I posted a poll on the website a while back about which monthly I should go back and finish. And Front Mission 3 won, and I've recorded some footage of that. Haven't finished it yet, but I've started recording footage for that again, so I might, somewhere in there, keep uploading these. I'm not sure. Let me know how you want me to do it. If you'd rather I just continue with Blood Omen, or if I should go back and finish Front Mission 3 first and then go with Blood Omen. Though I'm not going to do a full clear of Front Mission 3, which means I'm not doing the New Game Plus thing, if you know anything about that game. There's 2 storylines. I've already picked one storyline that we've started. You can go back and after you beat the game, it lets you start the game over. I believe you keep all your equipment, but you can do the other person's storyline at that point. But I'm not going to be doing that. So, let me know.
These beacons serve as landmarks during my flights in bat form. Once I have committed their locations to memory, I can always return. In bat form, I can travel great distances with ease, From my vantage in the heavens, no region of Nosgoth is forbidden to me.
Yeah, so we got a... That's a spell. That's our sanctuary spell. That's our items. What was... No. I'm trying to remember what the form button was. Did you have to go on the start menu? You might have had to go on the start menu. No. 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 Maybe not. Ah, triangle. Triangle will get you to your forms. I believe this is the first. Yep, this is the most useful spell in the game. It's kind of giving you a hint of what this dungeon is all about. So there's a save point. You know what? I think we'll go ahead and take the save point. And then we'll cut the recording and keep going. So think that sounds pretty good. And the days as like the game stays. So you start on day 1 when you get killed, and then it takes 4 days for you to be revived. I don't think there's any real relevance to the days thing. Like, I don't think it matters how long you take or anything like that. I could be wrong, but eh.